Today, I'm going to give you the inspiration you need for a fantastic midlife career change. Now, you may already be halfway through your career. You might even be thinking, shouldn't I have figured all this out by now? But if you're curious, well, then keep watching. First, subscribe to our channel and click that bell so that you get notified every time we drop a video about career progression. And if you get to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my dream job. And just a hint, I don't think they openly advertise, but when they do, oh, your application is coming from me. So you may have seen a career counselor, maybe at school or university, but even if the advice they gave you was fantastic, well, the truth is the fastest growing jobs didn't even exist a few years ago. What they didn't tell you at the career service is that it is never too late to change careers. Something that many of my happiest clients have indeed done. I'm Dr. Suzanne Doyle Morris, and I have helped hundreds of working women make career changes, often at midlife. And today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on 3 of the best examples of the types of midlife career changes that were a stretch, but weren't completely outlandish. So today, there's not going to be any talk about running away to join the circus on this particular video. Now, I know a grandiose career change won't work for many of you who have mortgages to pay for and kids to send to school. So what exactly are 3 of your best midlife career change options? Well, I'm going to share 3 examples of people I know who made midlife career changes that you possibly wouldn't expect but could totally emulate. The first is a woman who started a business. Now, a woman I interviewed for my most recent book, she went from being a banker to actually starting a very successful yoga practice, but not until her late 40s. Now, starting a business might not seem obvious or a really well thought out choice. But what's interesting is that while people know that millennials are actually most likely to start businesses, the most successful businesses are actually started by people in their early 40s. And what makes them successful is because by then they've built up the 3 C's. They've got competence, credibility, and connections. Now, yoga had always relieved her stress, and she took a risk and started using yoga in some of her meetings to even kick off the sessions. Now, this no doubt raised a few eyebrows, but people would routinely come up to her afterwards and say how much further along the meeting went and how much less political it was than ones they'd attended even that same day. So she knew she was onto something, so she set up her yoga practice in her late 40s and finds that so much more fulfilling. Now, the second killer career change involves using your skill set, but in a completely different sector. Now, I know 2 guys who left high-powered advertising jobs to essentially write nonfiction books. Now, I love their writing style, and what I notice is that the skill they learned for the first half of their career makes their copy that much punchier. Plus, it's a heck of a lot easier for them to promote their work because they already know how to deal with the media and PR that helps get them the exposure they need to essentially maintain their earnings. Now, that was canny of them because it's actually the financial repercussions that stop most people from making a midlife career change. But it just means it needs to be well thought through and planned, maybe with a friend or a coach, much more strategically than you did when you were deciding on your first jobs. Okay, now I've got a quick question for you. Name the job you have, plus a job you'd love to think about, but feels a million miles away, and think what the 2 of them have in common. What skills do you have now that could actually serve you well in that dream job that feels, just completely beyond the pale? And my third inspiring midlife career change is about getting a completely different role, but in the same company. Now, that shows you don't always need to leave corporate life in order to have a midlife career change with a difference. I worked with a woman who had left becoming a partner at her firm, something that she had spent her entire legal career getting to and is a dream for most of them, to essentially take on a new role, but at the same firm. So she left that job and instead designed and took on a role as head of gender diversity for EMEA for that same company. Now that was awesome because it maintained her earnings, but gave her a completely new set of challenges with which she personally identified. So what was her new goal? Well, to move women quicker up the ladder to partnership and make sure that they felt so much more supported than she had felt when she was climbing that proverbial greasy ladder herself. And to her, that's wholly satisfying. So if you're going to get ready to make a switch, get out a bit of paper and do that exercise I asked you to think about a minute ago. First, name a job you have now. Second, name a dream job that feels a million miles away. Now, jot down what they have in common. And 4, write the skills that you have now that could be useful in that dream job. If you're thinking about switching careers, complete that exercise and then get in touch for a free coaching call to see how I could potentially help you make a very exciting midlife career happen. I've got a whole series on switching careers online on YouTube, and subscribe to this channel and get our latest videos each week. Now, I'd love to know about your potential career switch. So in the comments below, write your dream job. Now I'm going to start by the job I'm still searching for, dark chocolate taste tester. I'm not bragging, but I think I'd be pretty good at it. So put your dream job in the comments below, or share this video with someone that you know is thinking about a career switch, because I'm so excited about helping you with your own midlife career switch that I look forward to talking to you really soon. Because remember, no one cares about your career as much as you do.